Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Uriality. This is AIRS F1. Today we're here at the Mexican Grand Prix Circuit Hermanos Rodriguez for the second round of the season. Last season this played host to a fantastic race that ended up with a winning margin of just 0.1 of a second. And we look like it might become a repeat today, as the qualifying margins were very close, and that can only allude to some close racing. Speaking of qualifying, let's go down and see the grid order. On pole position for today's race is Thomas McHugh, followed by Akikawa. Surprise, surprise. Then we have Finney and Isabel Harvey, Louis H and Mitchell Langenberg, 2x2. Then we have one Ferrari and a footwork, Nicolo Sciacatano, brilliant qualifying for the footwork driver. James Smith, then Johan de Jong, locking out the fifth row. Then we have Curtis Nisbet, the second of the Ferraris, languishing a bit down in 13th, but that car is not as good as people make out. Camille Feather and Alan Kopich, Armani Risotto, Samuel Gralin, Squid McCormick and Jack Agnes, probably the standouts from last race, performed incredibly well. Babatunde and Marcus Aguirre, Zaccadelli and Barton, DeBacker and Fisher, and finally Michael Teller rounds out the grid today. And without further ado, let's get into the race. Watching for the lights, and when they go out, we are racing. And the lights are coming on, and they're out, and we are away. It's a good start from Thomas McHugh. I don't think Akikawa made such a good one. She's going to pull into the slipstream as we run the long run down into turn one. And they're all jostling for position, trying to go too wide, and Akikawa senses a little look, doesn't quite work, and it looks like Thomas McHugh is going to lead that race after the first few turns. The two McLarens have stayed in position, followed by a Benetton, and now a Ferrari has split the pack. But yes, your race leader right now is Thomas McHugh. And they round the corner. It's a very short lap here, and Thomas McHugh coming to the Parabolica. Lovely bank corner, and yes indeed, there he goes. Akikawa senses a look up the inside. And Akikawa has made the move, and Finney Taylor sensed the look there too. Doesn't quite make it work as well. McHugh gets a little bit sideways, probably a little bit flustered now, but Akikawa has indeed got past. But Akikawa is now your race leader. And there's Thomas McHugh, he's sitting in behind. So at the start of this race, we've already had a change of position, and it looks to me like, yep, Joseph Murray Sr. is still in 6th. So he's really pushing that Ferrari early on. But race leader Akikawa wants to gap the field just like what they did at South Africa. Finally destroyed my crash car as we rejoin them on the third lap. And Akikawa still has that lead, and Thomas McHugh is trying to follow as the two Williams try to get away from the closing in pack. Finney Taylor's dropped down to 5th, with Isabel Harvey being promoted to 3rd. As there's a battle there, Nicolo Sciacatano is battling with the two Lotus cars, and it looks like he's made it work, and now he's going to try and attack Mitchell Langenberg as he gets massively sideways through there. We saw last year, if you remember correctly, that the cars were getting very sideways through some of the corners. And here's Sciacatano right on the back of Langenberg. Are we going to see him move into the Parabolica? No, we're not. Or are we? No, Langenberg goes around the outside of Murray. And there is James Smith going around the outside of Shai Kitano as they're all clustering down the straight, and we're going to see some brilliant action between this mid-pack. As they blast it into the corner, it looks like the Ligier has made the move. And indeed he has, he's overtaken both of them. Murray Sr. down to 9th, but Aaron Curtis is up to 8th position. And James Smith has also benefited from that, he's up to 7th. Up front though, we have Akikawa and McHugh once again. As Akikawa gets a little bit sideways through there. And that's perhaps going to allow the Irishman to catch back up. Blasting down the straight and round the final corner once again. And across the line, it's a short run to the line, but a long run down towards turn 1. As here comes McHugh. They're almost banging wheels there. McHugh thinks better of it and decides to sit back in the slipstream. And so is Isabel Harvey and Louis Sage. So far this is a very close race. But the top 4 have broken away slightly, as we're going to watch Isabel Harvey. As Isabel Harvey having a little look and monitoring Thomas McHugh's progress. And seeing if there is any chinks in the armour to see if Isabel Harvey can make that move on Thomas McHugh. But Louis Sage is doing exactly the same thing. As looking back, we have Finney Taylor battling with Mitchell Langenberg. 2 very established drivers in the series, battling for 5th and 6th. Aaron Curtis for Ligier. Well, he's doing a great job, look at him. That is pretty fantastic if you ask me from the Ligier driver, and pretty fantastic from the Lotus and Footworks, as they're all battling for the final points for paying position. I thought for a second that we had Christopher Coburn without a rear wing, but that's just the graphics quality. That scared me for a second. I thought what had happened there is pretty catastrophic if you ask me. You can see now that the inferior engine of that footwork is really struggling to keep up down the straight as Johan de Jong overtakes his teammate James Smith into turn 1. And back up the field we go. It looks to me that Thomas McHugh has retaken the lead, and indeed he has, and Reina Akikawa is now looking for a way to respond, but she's got to be wary of the 2 cars in behind of Louis Sage and Isabel Harvey, as we're going to get on board with Louis Sage and get a bit of that Ford engine. So we set a 109.7, which is a very quick lap indeed, as he's closing up round the parabolica on Isabel Harvey. Surely we're going to see him move to the inside. Yes, he does. Now down towards turn 1, look at that speed. It looks to me that Louis Sage has got this move done and dusted. Indeed he has, it's just going to block him off. Block her off, sorry. And indeed that is 3rd place for the Benetton driver. So they go around the S section here and towards the hairpin. Akikawa closing up on Thomas McHugh. As I'm going to go and do a little roll call right from the back. Right at the back it's Michael Teller battling with Matthew Barton. Then we have Jan de Backer for Scuderia Italia. Then we have Armani Risotto and Isaac Fisher in that Bond Metal. He's doing an incredible job. That car really shouldn't make pre-qualifying. Then we have Jack Agnes from Babatunde, Camille Feather and Scud McCormick, Vincenzo Zaccadelli and Marcos Aguirre, Alan Kopich and James Smith. Joseph Mario Sr. in 13th, then Gradin, Coburn, Nisbet. This is incredible from Nisbet. He's gone completely under the radar. Now he's in 10th. Nicolo Sciacatano in 9th. Johan de Jong in the final points paying position. Aaron Curtis battling with Langenberg and Taylor of all people. Isabel Harvey in 4th, and then we have Sage, Akikawa and race leader Thomas McHugh. As we're going to get an onboard from, this is Rain Akikawa, as she follows Thomas McHugh. You can see the speedometer on the bottom. These cars get up to incredible speeds around this circuit. Perhaps hitting 200 and something by the end of the straights. As that's a good exit from Akikawa. She's going to be looking up the inside. You can get up to 200 if you're in the slipstream. But if not, not quite. But Thomas McHugh keeps it round the outside and has managed to maintain his position. As here comes Louis Sage. It looks to me that Louis Sage, with the right line, he's overtaken Akikawa now. That was a great job from Louis Sage. He's up into 2nd now with smart plays. And now the Benetton driver is going to be chasing down Thomas McHugh. Harvey gets a little bit sideways there. But you can see Sage pulling out enough of a lead to try and get and close the gap up towards Thomas McHugh, but Akikawa's made a brilliant exit, and she's not thinking the same way as here comes Akikawa. We've already seen that Ford engine is brilliant this season, especially at this race. It's already been incredibly quick, but the Renault engine, Williams has got past with ease really. Just really shows you the calibre of the Williams cars, as I'm going to have a little look and see that the fastest lap of the race is a 109.6 by Louis Sage. So Thomas McHugh has got a little bit of a lead in here. Just about 2 seconds. And Rain Akikawa is trying to close that back up after a battle with Louis Sage and Isabel Harvey. And here comes Harvey having a little look up the inside into Parabolica. That has only cost her time. And now she looks to the inside. Ever aggressive is Isabel Harvey. And she's going to be looking for 3rd place here. And indeed, it looks like she's made that move very cleanly. Louis Sage demoted to 4th now. Then we have Finney Taylor, Mitchell Langenberg, Aaron Curtis still holding on in 7th. And TJ Nisbet is in the points. What a brilliant drive from him. Minardi is tier 3, but last time out you saw them languishing in the 20 places. And now TJ Nisbet is running 8th place, and that will get him in point. Up front though, Thomas McHugh's gap is being cut slightly. It's now 1.8 seconds through the middle sector. As they round the final corner once again. We're on lap 11 of 27. About to enter lap 12. And that means almost half race distance already. And Akikawa really closed that gap down. She set a 109.6 that last lap. And she's really setting those tyres alight, setting the fuel alight, and setting the timing sheets alight. And she's coming after her teammate now. As I'm going to go and see a battle. Let's go and see Mitchell Langenberg versus Finney Taylor as we get an onboard here. Looks up the inside, thinks better of it. And you can see how unbelievably close he will get. And you can see no one behind. There's someone indeed in front as he's chasing Finney Taylor as hard as he can. And it looks like he's dropped away from him as soon as I go on board with him. As we're to see, TJ Nisbet is in 7th now. What a climb up the order. As Aaron Curtis has dropped down to 10th. With Vincenzo Zaccardelli in 11th in that horrible Jordan. Not delivery's fine, it's just it's really not that quick. And Zaccardelli's up into 10th. Curtis is dropping backwards. Maybe this is an issue. I don't see a problem though. But he is holding up a train as they go around the final corner. What a move from Johan de Jong. Indeed, Aaron Curtis is really not going that quickly now. So we're getting on board from the Ligier. And it looks like 1, 2. Okay, just the 1 has made the move on. No, 2. Almost 3 as Agnes has got past now. And James Smith fancies a bit of that. Surely there's a problem from Aaron Curtis. He's dropping back massively. And look at Isaac Fishaw now. Isaac Fishaw is in 18th position in that Fond Metal, and that is incredible from the Fond Metal driver. As we're going to hark back to the leaders, as it looks to me that Reina Akikawa has closed up. Oh, Thomas McHugh gets incredibly sideways. I'm not going to get a replay of that, surely you saw that. But he has managed to maintain that position, and Akikawa is surely looking for a way past. As we're going to get on board. You can see just how close she's getting. Thomas McHugh's car not looking too stable, as really being pressured by Akikawa now. Indeed, Akikawa drops a little bit back through the S's around the parabolica. She's going to have a chance to close up. She takes a lovely amount of speed. She's going to come up. Look at the speed, 198 miles an hour before pulling into the slipstream. She's going to pull back into the slipstream now, and sitting behind as indeed Akikawa stays behind and Thomas McHugh defends the lead. We're on lap 15 of 27 with our race leaders, Thomas McHugh and Akikawa. As Akikawa has a little look through there. Not quite. Here's Isabel Harvey and Louis Sach, and in the background there is Finney Taylor. Louis Sach right on the back. Gets almost into the back. Right on Harvey's gearbox. Looking a little bit dark today once again. I like to the round at South Africa at the Kyalami circuit. As we're going to go up front, as I think we're going to see a move. Akikawa eyeing up McHugh, goes to the inside, pulls back into the slipstream. And pulls to the inside, not quite making the move stick. But here's Louis Sach trying to make the move, and it looks like Sach has got past the McLaren driver. Indeed, Louis Sach passed the McLaren driver. TJ Nisbet is now dropped back to 8th, but Zaccardelli is in 9th. What a brilliant show of performance from him. As I'm going to go back, and Isaac Fishaw is battling with a footwork. Fucking hell. How many times am I going to mistake the footwork for Fond Metal? And here's for sure, he's trying to go up the inside. Doesn't quite do so. There's the two McLarens having a battle. And the two Williams there. Ren Akikawa, your race leader. As we enter lap 17 of 27. That really is two sides of the story, one Minardi in the points, one in last. Oh, Finley Taylor getting very close there. Drops away a little bit there. Finney Taylor perhaps thinking to give his teammates some space. Not what the two Williams are doing, they're locked in combat once again. Sorry for yawning, I'm pretty much recording this as soon as I woke up. As Thomas McHugh is past Akikawa once again. He retakes the race lead. I'm going to quickly have a look at the fastest lap. Yes, it is Ren Akikawa on a 109.59. As the field is spreading out a little bit here, I think they may catch back markers. To give you a little rundown, you can see your top 8 positions. Zaccardelli is battling for the points. You love to see it, really. He's going to have a go up the inside with the Yamaha engine. He's past the Lamborghini engined Minardi as he gets a little bit of a tap from De Jong. And Nisbet drops to 10th. But Zaccardelli has massively benefit. And he's all the way up to 8th place. This is fantastic from the Jordan driver. This will surely turn a few heads, especially if he gets a point. That will really boost his his worth. Nisbet has dropped back massively there. And the next one down the road for Nisbet is James Smith. And then it is Murray Senior in the Ferrari. As surely Nisbet's got a problem. Nisbet's just dropped back at least 5 seconds this lap. And even for our factor, he's dropped back 12 seconds, sorry, not 5. He's not pitting. TJ Nisbet, what the hell is going on here? As it now looks like he's going to be swamped by the following drivers. That's a fun nettle. As he gets a battering from behind from Murray Senior. Bit of a tap. Isaac from Shaw now is battling for 12th. What the hell is going on? I think we're going to get on board with Zaccardelli. Zaccardelli's Jordan running in 8th place at the moment with a gap behind of 2 seconds, and he'll be incredibly happy to just get a point. That'd be fantastic. Up front though, we have Ren Akikawa following Thomas McHugh. Oh! They've caught onto the back markers, and it is a train indeed. As TJ Nisbet, he's dropped back almost to last. What change of circumstances? as the two race leaders can only watch on now. As we're watching Akikawa right on the back of the pack. It's McHugh's up the inside of Agnes, and so is Akikawa. And Nisbet is, I kid you not, TJ Nisbet is down to 25th. Surely he has a problem. That is completely unnatural. Akikawa trying to get past Nisbet, and Sage now right on the back. As now Thomas McHugh on the back of Babatunde in the Ligier. He's managed to pull out a bit of a lead, as all of the pack, you can see on the bottom left display with the blue circles with numbers on, the pack is extremely spread out around this small circuit, and that is not really benefiting the drivers in terms of racing. So on lap 22 of 27 with 5 to go, looks to me that Thomas McHugh is struggling to get past Babatunde. And that is allowing Akikawa to catch back up. I'm going to check where Zaccardelli is. Zaccardelli is still in 8th, and comfortably so. He's got 13 seconds on the the chasing pack. It looks to me that Vincenzo Zaccardelli, barring a TJ Nisbet moment, is actually going to score a point here today, and that'll be absolutely fantastic news. As we look back, oh, he's tapped the back of the Scuderia Italia, and Babatunde is alongside, Akikawa's alongside. Blasting down towards turn 1. These guys, they should blue flag, but when they're in a pack like this, it's kind of difficult. Akikawa trying to wide a line through there. As McHugh is, McHugh's gone! Spinala! He's spun it. How the hell has this happened? That is Thomas McHugh out of the lead. So he's on the back of Tabaka, and he's got too much curb, and he's lucky to avoid his teammate. I'm sorry for making the Spinala mean, but Thomas McHugh has just lost it there, completely of his own accord. Perhaps just got a little bit too flustered behind the Scuderia Italia Dallara driver, and now he's dropped off 4. And Akikawa is your new race leader, followed by Louis Seix once again. That is incredible, really. It didn't look to me, at least, that, as you can see, TJ Nisbet has dropped way off the bat. I can only assume he had issues with his car, and that is a real shame for the Minardi driver. McHugh, on the other hand, is trying to close up, as I was saying. At least he didn't get any damage from that, and it's possible for him to close back up on the race lead once again. We're on lap 24 with 4 to go. Or 3.5, I should say. As McHugh is hounding Louis H now. Into the parabolica, we don't see a move. He's going to try around the outside, and he does so brilliantly. This is an incredible charge back through the pack from Thomas McHugh. As I think we're going to get an onboard lap from him as he closes right back up. He's on a mission as we have another yellow flag. I don't know exactly what that yellow flag's for. As I'm actually going to run down your order. As Akikawa has the race lead from Thomas McHugh, followed by Finney Taylor. It's Finney Taylor actually. Taylor has retaken second place. Then we have Harvey, Sage, Langenberg, Coburn, Murray Sr., Smith, Feather. Zaccadelli has dropped back to 11th, but I think we all saw that that was in an unnatural position, and as we go back down the order, kind of business as usual actually now, albeit, yeah, actually the Fond Metals dropped back to 25th. As Thomas McHugh is down to 5th. And yep, the two McLarens have got past, so has the Benetton. In fact, it looks like he's trying to make that right and overtake the Benetton here. Towards turn 1 they go, and McHugh gets past the Benetton and retakes 4th position. But with just 20, we're on lap 26, and with 2 to go, Akikawa really looking like she's going to take another win here today. Finley Taylor gets past Aguirre. And round the final few S's for this lap, down towards the parabolica, as we're going to enter the final lap of the race really. As we round the final corner, you can see that banking. Albeit she is closing up on that pack ahead. Look how quickly she'll catch them. And as you can see, the indicator on the bottom left says it's 1 lap to go. And Akikawa has a decent lead as she heads down towards turn 1, tries to go around the outside. And that is the move on Matthew Barton done, and so too on Zaccadelli, as it seems like Zaccadelli has dropped right back to back. And that is really unfortunate. I was really hoping he could clutch out 8th position, but not to be indeed. And the top 8 positions are taken by the usual sus is not a word. As I'm just shocked as I saw the footwork of Camille Feather just entering the last lap has overtaken Murray Sr., and it looks to me like the footwork is actually going to take 8th position. Up front though, it's Akikawa as she crosses the line and takes the race win. Akikawa's second one of the season, and Finney Taylor is going to take 2nd, followed by Isabel Harvey, followed by Thomas McHugh. Louis H running in 5th in the end, and then we have Mitchell Langenberg, and then we go back to Christopher Coburn, who is well half a lap behind the people who led the race. But he rounds the final corner now. And around the final corner, checker flag is out for him. He comes in 7th. Now we see Camille Feather, as it looks to me like the footwork driver, is going to come round the final corner and take 8th place. And the final point, congratulations Camille Feather. You've done a great job. Joseph Murray Sr. comes in 9th in the end, with Johan de Jong 10th, Alan Kopich 11th. And then we have Gradin, McCormick, another brilliant performance from McCormick really. Smith, Curtis, Babatunde, Shai Kitano, and Matthew Barton has lost his front wing coming into the pits. That is a bit cursed if I'm honest. But as we're going to come out to the monitor, and as you can see, your race winner, Rein Akikawa. Indeed, Rein Akikawa is your race winner and gets the maximum points from the first 2 races. Indeed, she has clutched out another first place and extended her championship lead. Finley Taylor comes in 2nd, followed by Isabel Harvey, then McHugh, Sage Langenberg, Coburn, and Feather, your finishing order. And really, that is it from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. I'll join you next Friday for the I don't know what Grand Prix, but be sure to tune in then, as I can assure you there'll be some interesting racing once again. That is it from me then. Thank you all so much for watching. Have an awesome week. Take care. Goodbye.